Welcome back, everybody. This is Mark with The Innovative Agent, and our guest today is Dr. Keith Smith of the Surgical Center of Oklahoma. How are you doing, Keith?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. Well, this is the last of a three video series on the Surgical Center of Oklahoma. And today I want to wrap up talking about what my experience was having had a surgery with your facility. But before doing that, I want to touch on a couple things that's transpired in the healthcare world just since my surgery 3 weeks ago. Um, the few things in particular that's gotten my attention, and I'm sure you've heard of, is the fact that Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota has pulled out of the Obamacare marketplace. And then just a day or two ago, the second largest health insurer just opted out of Obamacare, and I think that was Anthem. So they're continuing to drop like flies. They're just bleeding financially, and with the premise of affordable health care, um, it's just striking out at every level, and it's interesting. It's going to be a very interesting time over the next couple of years to see how this trend continues. In addition to that, our one of our Blue Cross representatives here at Blue Cross of Michigan felt it was important to drive 50 miles one way to deliver one of our renewals for one of our groups. It's only 71 covered lives, but they took a 45% rate increase.
Yeah.
And that's while they're already on catastrophic plans as it is. So, very interesting times. So, with that, I want to talk about my experience. We have, along with others, touted um, what an awesome program you have there at the Surgical Center of Oklahoma. Transparency and pricing, where people can just go to your website, look at the price, shop it out against your current option locally, and you make the choice. And more often than not, it's the Surgical Center of Oklahoma that wins out price wise. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience because it truly is unique. Uh, some people may just say, there has to be some kind of catch to this program, and maybe when you get there, you might be balance billed, or if you go there, maybe any one of a number of different problems could arise. So that's why we thought it was so important for me to have my surgery there. And from my experience, it was really interesting. I had my meeting with my surgeon at a different location, and he checked me out. He says, "Yep, you do have a hernia. Okay, well, why don't you just drive on over to the Surgical Center of Oklahoma, and we'll get the surgery started here soon." So for our viewers, that is just so out of the norm, you know. Uh, quick access to healthcare. Who does that? So we drive over to the facility. My wife being my designated driver, and I go to the front window to fill out some paperwork, and sure as can be, the gal behind the window said, "Well, here's your price, $3,190 as advertised." We wrote the check. She said, "Great, finish the paperwork. We'll come get you, and then we'll go ahead and have the surgery." So it's almost like drive through a Burger King. It's just almost that funny. But the care I had was as good, if not better, than I've had anywhere else. When I was being prepped, I saw my surgeon, I saw my anesthesiologist, I saw nurses, and everybody who did all of the pre op stuff you would see in any other facility. And my recovery since then has just been nothing short of spectacular. So, anyways, I wanted to share that experience. Your pricing is what you say it is, and the experience is really awesome. Um, I want to talk a little bit about the Free Market Medical Association. And the reason why I wanted to do that is there needs to be more of an awareness in the insurance agent community, coast to coast, about what this movement is all about. And what I'd like to do is just ask you, Keith, from your perspective, what would be the easiest way for insurance agents to learn more about not just your facility, but the Free Market Medical Association?
Well, the Free Market Medical Association was formed, just as some background, because so many physicians and facilities and third-party administrators and others that are honest, non-price gouging delivers of value in healthcare in the United States were they were all very interested in what we were doing at the Surgery Center of Oklahoma, putting prices online, and they're very interested in what, for instance, Jay Kempton was doing at the Kempton Group as a third-party administrator, not just contracting with me to deliver those prices, but actively redirecting patients to us, saving his client employers millions of dollars. And so the Free Market Medical Association is basically a representation of the desire Jay Kempton and I have to see this movement spread all over the country. The biggest problem that the free market movement in healthcare has is just what you alluded to in your introduction. It sounds too good to be true. People can't believe it. So even after they hear that prices can be posted and quality is actually higher, typically in facilities that have lower pricing, that's very difficult to hear. It's so opposite to what we've all been brainwashed to believe. So the Free Market Medical Association has a robust website. It's fmma.org. It's open to membership to everyone. Our idea was not to have a room full of physicians. That never goes well. As a physician, I can tell you that. We wanted the buyers and the sellers of healthcare, and we also wanted the idea people. There are think tanks, there are ERISA lawyers, there are brokers, stop loss carriers, there are people that make their living in the travel concierge industry. There are businesses that have popped up that have helped patients medical travel and have facilitated patients getting to the Surgery Center of Oklahoma and many other facilities. We also wanted to showcase all of the facilities and physicians and brokers and third-party administrators that are embracing this discipline and the wisdom of the free market. So it's a wonderful organization. It's growing very quickly. Our annual meeting is just a couple of weeks away here in Oklahoma City at the Skirvin Hotel, all the details of which are at the website. And the Surgery Center's website, surgerycenterok.com, receives hundreds of thousands of visits every month now. And it's primarily due to our pricing. People are drawn to that, either because they're going to come here for their surgery or they're going to print out our list and leverage a better deal at home using our prices as basically threatening to come to Oklahoma City to have their surgery if people don't match our prices or at least get close. So that's a little background on the two organizations, how to find them, how they're related, and what's important about this movement, just in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can help move that along some. We have a couple associations nationally, like National Association of Health Underwriters, that brings all sorts of things to light for insurance agents across the nation. And I'm hoping we could get them to get involved in some video discussions and seeing what we can do to bring the Surgical Center of Oklahoma to light for agents as well. So we're excited about eventually becoming members ourselves with the free market or the Free Market Medical Association, and seeing what we can do to help to get the word out, because right now, another couple of years at the way the rate that the rates are going up, um, there's just no other real option out there as far as surgeries goes, because it's sad. I don't know what else to call it. When I look at this renewal for this group, in conclusion here, I found it interesting that the facility rate increase was 56%. That's hospitalization. And then 43% for professional, which is your family doctors. The facility costs for running a hospital, 56% increase year over year. Something really smells, or should I say there's a skunk in the woodpile anyways, but we could go on talking on that more and more. Keith, thank you so much. I appreciate this interview, and we look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Thanks for having me.